Hi Year 6, this is your Wednesday the 24th of February English lesson, and we are trying to write an opening for a mountain adventure. Now some of you might have done this already, and I've heard what some of you have done already in the Zoom meetings, and it's fantastic. If you want to carry on writing your story, that would be absolutely fantastic. So when I show you in videos these sort of excerpts of writing and things like that, it's because I am trying to help those of you that aren't confident. Those of you that are confident enough, you can just go off and write your own mountain adventure story. You don't need me to give you any restrictions at all. So if you go off and write your own mountain adventure story with confidence, that's fantastic. But for those of you who aren't sure, here is how you might want to write the opening of your mountain adventure story. So I'm going to start with a fronted adverbial. Okay, I'm going to start with an adverb telling us how I'm looking up. So I'm looking up at the mountain apprehensively. My handwriting. I'm going to put a comma there. And instead of looked, I don't want to look up, I'm going to gaze up. I gazed up. And tried to take in the enormity of my seemingly impossible challenge ahead. Okay, so that's my first sentence there. Apprehensively, I gazed up and tried to take in the enormity of my seemingly impossible challenge ahead. The mountain, we could call it a merciless mountain. So it's not going to have any mercy on you while you're climbing it. The nice thing with that is I'm using alliteration as well, the same sound. The merciless mountain reigned over. Now, if you reign, a reign is a king or a queen that's ruling over somebody. So they're reigning, the merciless mountain reigned over the misty, mysterious clouds. And again, I'm using alliteration. Misty, mysterious clouds. And stared at me. So this is the mountain we're still talking about. And stared at me with the eyes of a soldier. And a soldier will have seen lots of things. They'll know how to fight, but they'll also have seen lots of terrible things. So the eyes of a soldier will be able to tell many stories. So stared at me with the eyes of a soldier, looking into my soul. And that's putting all sorts of images into my head. So it's personifying the mountain, saying that the mountain is going to be merciless, saying that the mountain is staring at me. It's also talking about how you feel with this impossible challenge ahead of you. Lovely use of alliteration here. So there's all sorts of effects that you can use. This monster was ready. But 'twas I. So I'm still talking about the mountain. I'm using a rhetorical question because those are very effective when you're reading. Now I'm going to talk about the snow on the mountain. Endless snow, which stretched out like an icy desert. The fact it's stretching out, again, sort of like using a personification effect, really, sort of giving it a human feature. So endless snow, which stretched out like an icy desert. Making me feel stuck. So even though you want to move, you want to walk, you can't because you actually feel stuck. Now, what about the wind? We said it's very windy on top of mountains. Could say icy wind. I've had wind already though, so I'd probably change that for a better word, but I'm going to use it for now. The icy wind howled like a hungry wolf. Causing terror to rise. In my heart, because we've already talked about your soul. We'll talk about your heart now. Okay, so these very personal parts of you where you feel real primal fear. What about the sun? So I've got the sun actually doing something completely different, because you will get bright sun on mountains, even though it's really freezing cold, and it won't be able to melt the snow because you're so high up and it's still so cold. The sun was shining down like an angel, waiting to take me home. So the only good thing about your walk, and I might end with some ellipses there just to show that there's some more coming. Okay, so this is just the beginning of your climb. This is just an example of how you might do some writing at the beginning of your mountain climb. So let's have a look back at the different things that I've used. So I've started with a French adverbial to tell me how I'm doing something. So apprehensively, I gazed. I've used a more interesting verb than just looked. I gazed up and tried to take in the enormity of the seemingly impossible challenge ahead. So I've missed a word there. That's why you have to read through your writing of the seemingly impossible challenge ahead. So that's why you must always read through your writing. The merciless mountain. So not only have I personified the mountain by giving it a human feature, I've also used alliteration, which is the same sound. The merciless mountain reigned over the misty, mysterious clouds. More alliteration there. I've also said that the mountain is raining, so that means sort of a king or a queen human feature again. And it stared at me with the eyes of a soldier looking into my soul. This monster was ready, but was I. Endless snow which stretched out like an icy desert, making me feel stuck. The icy wind howled like a hungry wolf, causing terror to rise in my heart. The sun was shining down like an angel, waiting to take me home. So I haven't really talked about my senses yet or my feelings. What I've done is I've really personified those aspects of the drawing that I asked you to do on Monday. You could then go on and you could start talking about how things feel, couldn't you? I've got another sentence here that you might be able to use that I quite liked. The staggering, biting wind aggressively blew into my exposed face without mercy. Like an enemy seeking revenge. What I want you to try and do is have a mixture of short and long sentences. So I've purposefully used a short sentence at the end. It left me breathless. So I've got the staggering, biting wind. So I'm making sure that I'm expanding my noun all the time that I can. The staggering, biting wind, it does feel, and it has done when it's been cold recently, like it really is biting at your face, aggressively blew into my exposed face. Exposed means you've got no protection, without mercy. Like an enemy seeking revenge. It left me breathless. So try and add some short sentences as well as long sentences, because again, that's a really effective technique that you can use. Okay? I don't want to restrict you too much with this writing year 6. I want to leave this quite free for you. Okay? And tomorrow we're going to talk about how you might want to edit your work. So some of you will be confident enough to write a whole story. Some of you will just write the opening of a story. And you'll use this to help you. So it really does depend how confident you're feeling year 6, but hopefully this is useful in thinking about things that can make your writing more effective. Okay, good luck.